Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Thriving Thursday. It's May 7th, and as of right now, we have 33 participants on the line. Make sure that you reach out to your team. We do not want any ICMs left behind. These trainings are a fantastic way to start out your morning. So for all of you who are here on the call with us, congratulations for being here. So today we get to learn from Wanda Carrasquillo. Wanda is an amazing individual who has really taken this business and done incredible things with it. And she is a fantastic leader. She spends every single Thursday morning with us and talks about mindset and personal development and weaves it into our business training. And I just love the way that she does that. And she's actually training us all the way from Puerto Rico, which is really cool. I'm very grateful for the internet and for Zoom and that we're able to do this. So just some of Wanda's background before Renatus. She was actually born in Puerto Rico, and she earned herself 2 master's degrees in education despite many life challenges. And in her career, she succeeded in many ways, but she always would hit a ceiling. And every time she attempted to reach higher, she wouldn't be able to get there. She spent most of her time trading dollars for hours. And on the side, she was always looking for business opportunities. And it just shows that she really has an entrepreneurial spirit. When she was working, she was always looking for opportunities that never really worked out. And then now just seeing what she's been able to do with Renatus, again, it shows that entrepreneurial spirit of hers. So 3 years ago is when Wanda found Renatus, and she has now exceeded her income goals in less time and in less effort. In her first 8 months alone, she earned herself 6 figures and has continued to do so each year after. Bob Snyder, our CEO, recognizes Wanda as a key leader, and she's on the PIT team, meaning she is training to be a President's Advisory Council member. She has completed around 20 transactions in real estate, and she's built also a large team of entrepreneurs, which allows them to succeed as she has. And because of her choice to become a real estate investor, her future is now brighter, and great things are to come in the years ahead. Good morning, Wanda.
Good morning, Keely. Thank you so much for that introduction and for everything you do to maintain the call rolling every day. Thank you so much for everything you do and for the great selection of quotes and all the preludes that you put together to make this call a valuable one. And we design every day, we have like a different theme, right? Like Morning Mondays, Tuesdays has a different theme like Wealth Wednesday, and today is Thriving Thursday. And as I was contemplating what am I going to say today, what I'm inspired to do today, and to the message that I want to deliver today, it just hit to me, Striving Thursday, striving to be better. So that is kind of what I want to talk to you today. Striving to be better. And as Keely just mentioned the things that I have accomplished, and I don't want to make this call about me, but I'm just going to give you some examples so you understand where I'm coming from. I think since I was little, I'm always striving to be better. And that's why I ended up with 2 master's degrees and always trying to learn something different, learn and improve in any area, in anything that is being put in front of me. And I adapted several philosophies of life. And one is that everything is a situation. I don't have problems, everything is a situation. And every situation I will look at what am I learning that allows me to grow and learn and get closer to God. So basically, that's how I see life. So I was just right now, I'm kind of in front of Sam's Club, waiting for my dad this is the first time my dad have left the house in 2 months since the COVID-19. So to come to this Sam's Club, I just drove an hour from the town that I'm in to this one. So I was talking to him about different things in life and things like that, and the memories that he wants to leave. And he's 81. He just left, he just turned 81 about 2 weeks ago. And my grandma is 104. I think I mentioned that to you. And obviously, you know, just because of nature, my grandma will be living anytime, right? We can expect that. And even though he thinks that he's prepared, I was telling him my experience on losing my son, that we never really prepare for changes this big in life. But that what we want is to leave a legacy. So he's very, very attached to his mom, my grandma. And I was saying that emotionally he needs to start disconnecting because he's not going to be prepared. And striving to leave a legacy for the grandkids and for the great grandkids that he has. Because I was just telling him the memories that I have from my grandfather, his father. And that's what it is. Everything is about striving to be better, striving to do something more. And I was telling him, you know, I think I have good genes, so maybe I'll be living 40 more years of my life um, to probably outlive my grandma, 50 more years. I don't know. But if that's the case, what am I going to do? What are my plans to be better, to improve, to leave a legacy? I know that I need to write some books. I probably need to go help some other people and leave something to the world. Okay, so all of those conversation I had with my dad this morning, and that made me think, what am I doing to strive to be better? Striving Thursday, striving to be better. Right now we have the new prophet courses, and I bought it immediately because I'm like, where is my business now? And I started to analyze my business is at this point, but can I make my business better? Yes, when I was a teacher, there always room for improvement. In every case, there always room for improvement. When every time I finish a class, every time I finish a training, every time I finish a commitment or something, I evaluate what I did and what can I improve? What can I do better to make it a more engageable next time, or things like that. So you ask yourself those questions. So when I bought Profit, it's because what am I going to do better for my business? Can I scale my business? Something that I haven't done yet. What am I going to do to scale my business? What am I going to do to improve? What am I going to do to communicate better with guests and with my prospects? And it's very interesting because I just started watching the classes, and I watch already sales for, drive for sales and drive for communications. And I have taken one-on-one with Woody. I have taken several masterminds with Woody. Actually, I'm in one right now with him for 1 year. He has us in this Renegade Nations community. And every time I learn something different about Drive. And Drive is a tool that can make your business better because it allows you to improve yourself and strive to do better, to be a better person on yourself, begin to improve your communication with others and your relationship with others. So learning Drive is something that is really, really, really crucial for your business, to improve your business, to strive to be better in your business. And the challenge is, are you engaging enough in the learning of Drive to improve yourself? And that's one
Wanda,
question that we need to, yes? Can you
I'm
hear
sorry
me
to
okay?
interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure if you were sharing your screen that you weren't,
Oh, no.
or, okay,
No, I'm in
perfect.
the car and I'm just
Okay.
trying to watch my dad that is making this long, long line to enter the store. So,
All
yeah.
right, just wanted to make sure. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for taking care of me. I know. So that is exactly what we need to start thinking. What am I doing right now to strive to be better, to strive to communicate better? So yesterday, Woody does a live presentation every Wednesday for the mastermind. And in that presentation, he at the end, he was telling us the story. And even though he knows Drive, he created Drive. Come on, he said that he was introducing a business model, a plan with this gentleman, and he was just pretty much telling everything. And one thing about Drive is, Woody always said, show, don't tell, ask, don't tell. And that actually was resonating in my mind. Ask, don't tell, show, don't tell. So every time I found myself telling too much, then it's show, don't tell. And it comes to my mind, or ask, don't tell. And that helped me improve, because my brain is thinking, okay, I need to ask more questions instead of telling. I need to show more instead of telling. And he said that he was doing this plan with this gentleman and for a possible business relationship. And he was just pretty much telling. And he has like 20 more seconds in this conference call that he needed to wrap up with the guy. And he has forgotten to ask questions. And he's like, wow, hold on, what am I gonna do in these 20 seconds? So in those 20 seconds, he turned the conversation around by asking this question. What is the number one problem you need to be solving right now in your business? Because he's talking to a business person. And that realized that this person needed to do some things that Woody can help, and that can initiate a great relationship within Woody and this person to begin, a stream of income right there. So asking questions is one of the things that we can do to improve and to realize that we can do better and strive to be better in our businesses. When we sit down with customers, are we just telling, oh, this is what we have in the curriculum, this is this and that? No, or are you asking questions and you are going to find the solution? So you ask questions to inspire people, and then you provide solution, okay? So my question right now is, I know that Drive is something probably new to some of you. Some of you, even that you have heard about it, have not yet defined your Drive or know how to set up your Drive correctly. And I want to ask this. Is there anybody in the line that doesn't know your Drive? Anybody in the line that doesn't know your Drive?
Feel free to come off mute or type in the chat if you don't know your Drive.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, either way. Let's see. It looks like everybody knows their Drive. Okay, so if you know your Drive, you probably are very, very sure. Some people, it's interesting because we just started the Profit Lab community with Michael Huggins, and a lot of people doesn't specifically feel confident on their Drive if they are, kind of switching back and forth from one to the other one. And then the question would be, what do you know about Drive? Anybody can tell me, what do you know about Drive? Let's do this exercise. What is Drive? What do you know?
Wanda, it's a personality system to help us understand how we can communicate to the 80% of people that we're not.
Very good. That's one of the definitions that we can have. Excellent. Who else? I think we have put some things on the...
Sheena said communication.
Communications, that's right. and somebody wants to see me. I'm gonna put the camera, but
it's the
okay.
platinum rule.
The platinum rule.
Treat people the way they want to be treated.
Okay.
It's also
I
a way
just put my camera.
Wanda, it's also a way for us to know ourselves so that we can communicate better with others.
Yes, yes. And that is where we need to start, right? In learning, who am I? Who am I? And then we go from there. And what else? Okay. Now, let me ask you another question. What would you like to know about Drive? What else would you like to know about Drive?
I just wanted to say too, Miguel Lopez mentioned that Christine is new on the call. Can you share more about Drive? So Christine, you're in a good place. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Excellent, excellent, Christine. And I'm gonna need to move here. So Christine, the Drive is the system that we use to learn how to communicate with others, how to improve our own self, and see how we can learn about who we are, and then learn about who our other peoples are, to then make better communications. And obviously, if you talk about business, then improve your business, improve your sales in your workplace. It doesn't have to be Renatus specifically, but over here, obviously, we're learning about Renatus and how to sell the Renatus services. But you can apply to anything. There are 5 different personalities traits in this Drive. And the first one is the director. The director is this kind of person that loves lifestyle, that loves to travel, that loves to have freedom and independence. Then you have the relators. The relators are about communities. They are about serving others, about giving, about family, spirituality. And then we have the intellectuals. The intellectuals are about systems. They are about how they can make things and learning more and studying and be more integrated into a step-by-step process. Then you have the intellectual, then the validators. The validators are about being popular, being the center of attention in a group, giving praises to people, receiving awards, and they love to be praised. And then the executives, they like control, show me the money, demonstrate to me that this works. So all of those 5 personalities, you probably have 2 that are predominant. And me, for example, I am a director validator. So right now, I'm accepting this lifestyle of being here in Puerto Rico and everything because I felt called to come and help my dad and my grandma at this time. So I accept that as my reality. But in truly, that is pretty much kind of the word that Woody uses is offending the Drive. It's pretty much I'm limiting my drive because I love traveling. I love to have freedom. I love to be anywhere in the world, like not having these constraints. And when the world put this stop on traveling and put these restrictions, to me, it's like, oh my goodness, I can choose to be here and not travel. But when somebody tells me don't travel, then it's kind of problematic for me, right? Because I am all about being free and independent. But then my second, which is the second that predominate on me, is validator. So I like to be popular. I like to surf. I like to be performing. I like to be recognized for my contributions. And that is my second one. And actually, in every one of these personalities, you have 7 different particular words. And mines are like 7 and 7. There are 7 words in each one of these categories. For me, director validator are very, very much like 7, 7. And we can give you the cards, or if you can ask your 5-star or something to give you the cards, and or a form that we have that you can determine your drive. But this is really, really important. And the most important thing is when you discover who you are and you discover, okay, like I'm a director validator, that makes so much sense, because when you show up in the world, and Woody said that the number 1, like my director, is like the car. This is the analogy, is the car. And then the number 2 is the fuel that you put in the car. So when you go outside on the world, you pretty much show up in your secondary drive, in the second one. So when I show up as validator, but I use my validation and popularity to get my lifestyle. For example, let me see, an example is like, I love to do training. Training, performing, and everything is part of, and I love traveling. Training, performing, traveling, all of that is part of my director, okay? But then in my validation, I like to be popular. So I try to then say, oh, can I go do a training in your community? So that I get to be popular, but at the same time, I'm meeting my first one, which is traveling, which is performing, doing trainings, and being in front of people. So, and then I can dress up because it's appearance is another one in the director, right? So all of that is part of how you perceive yourself and how you present yourself to the world. This is interesting because before I learned all of this, and this is like, hey, it took me 57 years to learn, 56 years to learn it. It's like I actually have my one-on-one like last year. So it's like 55, 56 years to learn this and to understand, oh my goodness. That's why sometimes I get offended by people because they didn't recognize me. They didn't, I was looking that externally. And Woody talked about external and internal, and his one-on-one for people who does coaching one-on-one with him. What is like when you are looking for external validation or external items that doesn't satisfy you, or to get the satisfaction that you need, then that's when your mood goes down, right? But if you internally, you satisfy the needs and you drive, then your mood goes up. So basically, you have to do things every day to meet your drive in order to be in this mood and be accepting everything that is going on. And I give you an example. Normally, I dress up nicely, I think. I'm kind of a fashion, but if you in the past, if people didn't say, oh, how nice is that shirt, or how nice you look, or whatever, I was like, oh my goodness, nobody's saying anything, it was very, very childish, I think now, but it's the reality, because I was looking for that external validation, external. But so in one occasion, after I learned this, I went and did a training, and I had this beautiful Michael Kors shirt with this kind of neck over here with gold and everything. It's a shirt that I really like. I like it so much that I have it in a shirt and I have it on a dress style, in both. And anyway, this girl after the training said to me, oh, can I give you feedback? I said, sure, because, I'm coachable. Give me feedback. And she said, that shirt, I'm a 5'2", that's my height, so I'm short. And she said, that shirt with this thing on the neck make you look shorter. Oh my gosh. In the past, that comment could affect me so much because it's an external comment, could affect me so much that I would go home and throw that shirt away or give it to somebody for what she said. But because I have learned about being internal, then I was able to say, oh, really? Thank you for your feedback, but I really like it and I will continue to use it. And I'm still using it, okay? So that means that what is external will not affect you emotionally, because things externally can affect you emotionally and put you down. But when you are actually on a sense that you are internal, then it will not affect you. So that is the point. How I'm going to be internal with the drive that allows me to maintain my mood high and don't allow the things externally to affect. And it's something that you have to have in a mental setting all the time. It's nothing that is going to come right immediately. It's something that you're going to be all the time thinking about it and be conscious about it, because it's a process. It's a learning process. So basically, when I learned this, I started to apply it, and I still analyzing issues in the past, things that had not gone right on in my past, that I'm like, oh my goodness, I was so external. And that alone, even though I have my philosophy of life, that situations are only situations, no problems, that allows me to grow and learn and get closer to God, I needed to learn this other aspect of myself to understand that I need to be internal, that I need to be myself, that things that people said I cannot control. I can only control myself. I can only control what I do, what I affect my other people. For example, when I can invite, and this is something very, very important, guys, because sometimes I just have one girl. She is an intellectual, and I haven't seen her in a little bit. She's new. She put an order for somebody, and that person canceled. Okay, and suddenly she is MIA, so missing in action. And I'm like, I sent her a text, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I know that things are online, that is easier for her, but I haven't seen her in a while. So she sent me a text and she's like, oh, I don't think this marketing thing. So I'm like, okay. And I have confidence with her. So I said, your intellectual is coming out, huh? And she knows, right? So basically, it's one of the things that she had been external, okay? And that cancellation affected her so much. And I know that happens because that had happened to me. Oh my goodness, I invite 10 people for the meeting. And you're so excited on Wednesday because you put all these people on the line and the system and everything, and they confirm you, yes, we're gonna be there. And the Thursday come and the meeting comes and nobody showed up. And you're like, nobody showed up. Okay, so what you need to do is all internal, is about you. What are the things that you can control in your business? What are the things that you don't have control in your business? So when you do your evaluation for what you did in your business, your money-making activities, it's okay. It's only what you can control. You can control the number of people that you are inviting. That is under your control. But you cannot control the number of people who come to the meeting. So, and that is okay. But you can control how many follow-ups you're gonna do. If they didn't come, you can control the fact that you can call them back and assume that maybe, hey, I know that I invited you. I don't know if you came or not. And you probably came, but I didn't notice that you were there. Since this is like online, probably I didn't notice your name. So what can you do That is under you. So that will keep you mood high because you know that you can control that. What other people do around is not in your control. So don't allow that to affect your mood. Don't allow that to affect you because it's not in your control. So what are the things that you can control? I can control my invitations. I cannot control who comes to the meeting, but how many people I invite. After the people come, let's say I invited 10 and 2 came. I can control how many appointments I set up for the next follow-up, for my next appointment. But I cannot control if they're gonna show up to the one-on-one, okay? So you separate that from what I can control, what I cannot control. You be internal versus being external, okay? And going back to the drive. And what you, once you are in that one-on-one, you apply the drive because you're gonna start asking people for their situations. Remember, ask, don't tell. Show, don't tell. So basically, what do you need? What are your dreams? What are you looking for? Because you become like a doctor. You like, you know, you go to the doctor doesn't, is not gonna say, oh, take this medicine. No, the doctor asks you questions. Where is your pain? What it hurts? And then he started analyzing your symptoms and then he prescribes something, okay? So in this business, we need to see the symptoms. What are the symptoms? Oh, in my case, for example, when I started, I wanted to leave my W-2 job. I wanted to retire. I didn't want to be there anymore. So I needed to, that's one of my symptoms. So the person said, oh, you can get into real estate and create a legacy for your family and create this passive income. Oh, okay. That is a solution for my pain. That was a solution. That's the medicine, okay? In our cases, when you are talking to somebody, apply the drive, understand where the directors, director, relators, intellectuals, validator, executive, and then apply the medicine. And we have over 400 hours because now it used to be like a 400 hours of education. Now with Profit, we have much more. So it's, I don't know, 420 some hours, 400, you know, over 400 hours of education that they should be a solution for pretty much every problem down there, right? So if somebody wants to leave their W-2 job, you have a solution. If somebody is up to here with debt and credit cards, you have a solution with Velocity Banking, right? If somebody wants to learn how to present in public, we have now in the Profit course, a course that is Drive for Communications. If somebody wants to scale their business and make it more automatic, we have a course for that. For everything that people wants to strive to be better, there's probably a solution up there in the drive, within the drive, within the education that we have in any of the 3 services. We have 3 services. We have the Essentials, the Profit, and AIT. And even we have a bonus track that has much more. So all of that, once you know, you understand this, the services that we have, you understand the drive, then you have a solution because you can ask questions. So we need to become mastered on asking questions. There are a couple of questions that that Woody suggests every time that you present the drive, right? First, you're gonna need to discover the drive in the person. And you may have the cards, you may not have the cards. Right now, you may have the worksheets that they can tally the items and put them in order, but you may not have it. So in the spur of the moment, there's one question that you can ask to start a conversation with somebody. So you say, other than work and family, you have to add the both components, work and family. What are you most passionate about? Other than work and family, what are you most passionate about? Kelly, would you like to, or anybody wants to role play with me? Let me see. Oh, maybe who's the new student? The new student still in the line? Maybe I can discover your drive by having a conversation with you. And that way I demonstrate to you how this is easy, but you have to practice. It's not, doesn't just come like that. You have to practice. Kelly, who was the person who said she's new, she doesn't know her drive? Kelly?
My connection's unstable. I just had to hop off and
Okay.
hop back on, but I'm back.
Oh,
So
sorry.
did you want to role play?
No, actually, I thought about role playing with you, but then I remember that we still have one person in the line who is new, and she doesn't know her drive. So maybe I can role play with her and figure out her drive by a conversation with her.
Yeah, Christine, are you on the call?
She probably jumped
I don't
out.
see the name Christine, but she could be on here as something else.
Yeah, Christine, are you there? Oh, who doesn't know their drive?
Yeah, who's kind of still learning their drive and kind of new, unfamiliar with it?
I like to discover your drive by having a conversation and demonstrate to people how easy could be by having a conversation and having a asking questions to discover their drive, and then help you to prescribe. And I say, oh, my friend.
Hey, this is Alvin.
Alvin, how are you? Alvin and I, we share the Airbnb when we went to New York regionals. So I know, I forgot to drive, even though I show you to drive, but I forgot it. You want to role play with me?
Yes. You don't want me to tell you what
Perfect.
it is. You're just going to role play to find it out.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I just want to show people, see, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? So this is a strategy that you use, show, don't tell. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to role play with Alvin on how I can figure out his drive by asking questions. So Alvin, other than work and family, what are you most passionate about?
Well, right now I don't really work, except for I just work my Renata's business in real estate. So I'm very passionate about that right now.
Very good. And what makes you passionate about real estate?
Well, it's because years ago, probably about 20 years ago, there was a man that told me that, well, he was divorced from his wife, but he was a real estate investor. And so he told me that, money was not the issue where he was, what caused him to be divorced. Money was never the issue. And then he told me that even though he was divorced, he had a property for his wife. He had a property for each one of his children. And he said if his children decided they wanted to go back to college or if they needed money for a car, all he would do is liquidate one of his buildings and then just get another building. So that always stuck in my mind, the power of real estate. I just didn't even understand. It was over my head at the time, but now it makes sense.
So you feel that you can have power when you own real estate?
Yes, I do.
Very good. So power is something that you like to have, like you like to have control of your assets, control of your money, control of the things that you do?
Yes.
Excellent. And if I can show you a way in which you can have power to continue to control your way of living and so on, will you come, would you have 15 minutes of your time that you can dedicate for me?
Yes.
Very well. So I like to invite you to have a one-on-one with me in a different setting because right now I'm kind of busy, but I could have a conversation with you and show you what is possible for you, that you can have control of your time, control of your assets, control of your future by having this conversation with me. And tomorrow morning or afternoon will be good, or Saturday?
Tomorrow afternoon would be great.
Excellent. So see how I set up the appointment with him to have a one-on-one, and in that one-on-one, and this is probably in a setting where Alvin and I met him in a 6-foot rule. I'm looking at that line outside here, and you have to have a 6-foot rule now, not 3-foot rule. So by law, but anyway, there's social distance. But I have a conversation with him. Maybe I met him before, but can you pick up the drive for the things that he said, just his words? Anybody can try to pick up his drive by the words that he said on the conversation?
No, executive, sorry.
Yes, Amy. Good job, Amy from Las Vegas. So executive. Alvin, are you an executive?
I never thought of myself as an executive, but I thought from when we had our conversation in New York that I thought that I was an intellectual validator.
Okay. This is, sometimes this is what happened to a lot of people, not only me, and a lot of people. You look at the cards and you start debating the things that are important to you. But in reality, when you take those cards and you look at those words in the card, you need to say, what makes me feel important, okay? Like for instance, spirituality is important to me. God is important to me. My church, my religion and everything, all of that is really important to me. It's really important. It's like number one in my list of priorities, but it doesn't make me feel important. It's different. Going to church doesn't make me feel important. Okay, I go and I serve and it's fine, but it doesn't make me feel important. But if they ask me to teach a class in Sunday school, or they ask me to give a talk in my service, that make me feel important. Okay, because I'm a director and I like to present and I like to perform. See the difference?
Yes.
Okay, so when we go through the card and the words in the card, it's important for us to say, if that makes me feel important, appearance for me is important. I was going nuts with my nails, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I am like nuts with my nails because I don't have a nail girl and that can serve me because it's closed. I cannot do my nails. So
Right.
I first, let me see, I did my nails like at the end of February and they last me. That is good. But they were looking so bad that I started taking, taking the acrylic off the nails. And my nails, naturally they grow long.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, appearance is so important. And I knew I fixed them up, as much as I could and everything on my own. And I bought like a nail polish and I did it, but it's not the best. So yesterday I was like, I'm gonna go out. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna go out with nails. So I bought this one that you just can glue in, okay? But that is apparent, because appearance for me is important, okay? It is important. And that's why it makes me feel important that I have my nails done. It makes me feel important that I have makeup on. It makes me feel important that I dress up correctly, and I am all color-coded. Makes me feel important. So when I don't have that, then I have to create it to be internal. So when you go through the cards, then look at the word and think, it does makes me feel important. Not necessarily that it's important, because my children are important to me. My kids are important. My grandkids are important. they don't make me feel important. It's different.
Okay.
And I remember one day, one of my ICMs asked me, Wanda, what would you do just to test this importance, right? What would you do? You just wake up, okay? This is the scenario. You just wake up and your hair is not done, your makeup is not on, and all of that. And Bob Snyder is knocking the door. What would you do? I said, I would say, wait for me, come in, enter. And I just run to the bathroom to put my makeup on and to get dressed, right? Because I would, but some people don't care. Some people just, oh, open the door. And but I do. So that's what it is make me feel important. See the difference. So
Yeah.
if you have, another time is running out, and what I want you to do for all of you is challenge yourself on your own drive. I have done this several times, and I kind of, that's why my director validator is like 7 to 7. All my 7 words in the director's card and all the 7 words in the validator's card are so important. It makes me feel important to me. Make me feel important. And then my third one is the relator. So I'm pretty much validator, director validator, and relator. That's kind of my third one, because the director validator is right there. And it's like switch back and forth all the time. And then my relators comes in the way as third one. So what I want you to do, everybody on the line, find the card, find the worksheet or something to do this exercise. Go through every single word, and mark your cards. Mark it, mark the words. How many words, and then tally it. How many words in each card are making you feel important, and put them in order. And that is your true one. That is your true one. It's really, really important. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Somebody put, let me see, Helios. Yeah, it's in Helios. So go to Helios and find the drive cards and do the exercise yourself. Do it, because this is so important. Know yourself, understand your drive. Make sure that you go internal. Don't allow things on the external surface to affect you, okay? Don't allow that. You become a better person. Strive to be better. Strive to be better in yourself first. Strive to be better in the communication. I am right now like with my dad. My dad is such a validator. And he wake up every morning and he does breakfast for me. And I'm so spoiled. He cooks for me because he loves cooking. And I'm very, very spoiled. But I have to praise him. And I do it from the bottom of my heart, but he needs that. He needs it. If I start eating and I don't say a word, he doesn't know drive very well, right? So he's not internal. He's very external. And he wants to hear it, that the food was good. And if I even say, if that one, was low on salt or too high on salt, or if I have something to say about what he cooked, oh my God, he gets so sad. He gets really, really sad. Okay. So, but I don't want to lie to him either. If something doesn't really taste excellent, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be very honest with him. But I notice, and sometimes I just test the drive system. That's a little cruel. But anyway, I test the drive system on him, just like, this doesn't really taste too good. And he just do it. Like his body just, goes so emotionally drained, so emotionally down, because he's external, okay? So I need to teach him how to be internal. With all of this, I'm teaching him drive more. But that is going to improve the communication in your household. So teach this to your children, teach your spouses, to your partners, to your friends. So you begin to communicate better or understand the people. Like if some people are annoying you, right? But it's because it's their drive. Maybe that drive annoys you. You know, intellectuals used to annoy me a little bit because they want to tell me everything. I'm like, I already told you everything. You know what you want. But in reality, now I understand. They need that time to understand what I'm giving them. It's not enough for an intellectual to just tell them these are the prices. They want to read the contract. I have one girl intellectual that she wrote the entire ICM. Bless her heart. I know the ICM agreement, but read it word by word, I haven't because I'm a director. I just trust what people outline to me. And I had another coach who said, Wanda, be trusted but verified. So I need to be better at that. It's try to be better in different areas. Guys, it's almost the top of the hour. I need to go take care of my dad who just entered the Sam's Club store and I need to be with him. But it is incredible. Drive is something that will help you to strive to be better, to help you to strive to become a better person for yourself, to be in a better mood, in a better kind of relaxed, so you don't have to be depressed. Apply drive to yourself. Apply drive to the communications around you, and apply drive to business. It's just an incredible system. So be internal. Guys, try to be better. That's the topic for today. Learn drive, and that will help you. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. But let me know if there are any question, Kelly, that you can read. Let me see. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. And if you want more, like go through your drive, if you want me to do that with you, I'll be happy to have some time and go with anyone in a one-on-one, because sometimes, you know, we need to kind of analyze it or something. So I'll be happy to go over with you in your own drive. If you need me, just text me or send me an IM, pin me in Facebook. Find me there and I'll be happy to help you. So guys, talk to you later. Thank you. I gotta put my mask and go to the store. See you.
Thanks, Wanda. Bye, everybody.